Welcome to the football funeral edition of On Top the Cage, also known as Super Bowl 55. To my left, as always, is Dan. I am Ken. We got the big game here.
It'd be big if the Browns were in it. To me, it's just another game.
Come on, it's not another game.
It's another game.
Biggest betting sporting event that the planet knows. I'm looking forward to it. I take a issue already with the Roman numerals.
I don't know what number it is.
It's easy. It's 55. It's
Yeah.
easy this year. It's just an L and a V. So obviously the L means 50 and the V means 5. But why the hell are we using Roman numerals? Who uses Roman numerals?
I don't know.
Nobody. Not
The
Italy.
Romans? Are there any Romans around?
Ancient Romans came around and it was in Eastern Europe. I don't know what it is, but I don't see a need for it. And it gets difficult when
I have no clue.
when it's like 58, because then you got to subtract. You know, it's like the two I's before the X and things like this. I don't know. Math is hard. I mean, I see no reason for the Roman numerals. I take issue immediately. We're late going on set here by, 45 minutes later than we normally do. So we had a few more drinks, which is good. So we're going to go ahead and get into the beer review immediately.
Cold as hell out.
It is cold. We'll talk about the weather in a minute because we're both old. The beer review. It comes from the Platform Brewing Company in...
Cool can.
It is a cool can. In Cleveland. It is called Blue Martian. 16 ounce. So we got a pint here. 8.6 by alcohol. It's a sour. I didn't know what sours were actually until last week when I was in the craft beer aisle with the crafty beer people. They let me know what it was. I came back here and asked Dan.
Nice.
I know. Asked Dan about these. He said he's had some before. I've never had one. So let's give this a whirl.
Oh yeah, that's
God.
good. I
Make
like
my
it.
lips stick together. Really?
Yeah, I like it. I like the tart. I like the It's good. Let me see your tongue. It's not blue yet.
I think it's blue liquid.
It does look blue on top of the can.
It is. I don't know about all this, but one of the crafty beer people that was in the aisle alerted me to this and said this is fantastic. I'm like, fine, we'll try it since Dan gave sours a thumbs up, and he apparently likes this
Good.
one.
I do like this one. Blue Martian. It's got a sweet can. I don't know if you can see the Blue Martian on there. With
Yeah, a little
the
bit of
lighting in here.
glare with the lighting, but anyway,
It's cool. Kind of looks like Ken.
I tell you what, we talked about what? My big grill?
Yeah.
I tell you what, we talked about Dan's daughter turning 21 a few weeks ago. You can take the other two. I think she'll probably get a kick out of that with her. I don't think I'll be drinking those.
I might have at least another one here on set.
Fantastic.
It's a long show.
All right, that works. Dan mentioned the weather. We had some snow accumulation this week. Certainly, usually I'm on top of the weather, and I didn't realize how much we were going to get. How much do you think we got?
Well, they called for 4 to 8. I don't know if we got to 8, but we're definitely at 6.
I did the drive quite a few times. I thought I was done. I thought my last time on Monday night around 10 o'clock. I woke up to go to work. I got 6:37 in the morning on Tuesday. I had to do it again. I was bitter about it, but in any event.
It blows. There's just a breeze. There's been wind the last 2 days, and it's just... Like today was gorgeous with the sun out, but with that wind, I mean, it was freezing.
It was. We got a cold snap. We got a cold snap coming too. I mean, our temperatures are bottoming out this weekend and going into next week. We're talking about like 0 possibly as a low for Super Bowl Sunday. So we'll see how that affects and we'll talk about what's happening in Dan's 4 walls and my 4 walls for our traditions for Super Bowl here in a bit. So. Puxatawny Phil, he says we got 6 more weeks.
That stupid rat from frickin' Pennsylvania. I'm not going by what he says. He's a Steelers fan. Screw him.
That's your, what is it, a gopher? What is that thing?
It's a rat.
It's not a rat.
It's the same thing. It's a fat rat.
What is it?
Groundhog.
Groundhog.
Gopher.
Groundhog.
Isn't that the same damn thing?
That's your groundhog, not my groundhog.
Yeah, that ain't mine.
Dan like to put the president, I'm putting the groundhog on him.
It ain't me. No. You ain't putting that shit on me. No, that's a Pittsburgh thing. Screw them.
That's your Phil, not my Phil.
No, yeah.
Speaking of animals, you probably seen some cameos of my dogs. They go back and forth in here, and you probably saw Dan's earlier in the year too. But they went to the groomer for the first time. And we have 2 dogs here. Oliver's a rescue dog, so apparently he's on a 6-year plan. It was the first time he's been groomed since he's been here. Tuck's about 2. Tucker's 2 years old.
Neglect. I need to hear that Sarah McLachlan song now that you said that. You haven't taken your dog to the groomer in 6 years?
No, what Sarah McLachlan song is that?
Where they show the animal protective thing on, where they want the money.
Oh, I gotcha. They came back. They look a little bit bigger than they did before. They're kind of fluffy. I don't know if they had too much air drying or what, but they're back. They seem happy. They survived. Oliver's kind of skittish. Doesn't really like a lot of other people than myself and a few of the other people inside the walls here, but they survived. They are back. We saw your dog today. We were taking the dogs at groomers, and I had to go get my son Keaton, who was in Dan's neighborhood, and we were in there, and Dan's wife Tammy was walking Gideon, who you may have seen, and he's an enormous dog, and we saw Tammy walking Gideon, and we stopped. We rolled down the window. Gideon recognized my wife Katie, who was sitting in the passenger seat. I thought he was going to come in. He's that big. His paws were certainly on Katie's shoulder. He was ready to go. He likes Katie. Yeah. So in any event, we saw.
He's going to the groomer tomorrow. He stinks.
He stinks.
He stinks. Same groomer.
That's funny. So no, that's the dog part of the program. We'll talk about a little bit of NFL news before we get to. We're going to cover all the stuff for the big game. From the where it's at and the halftime entertainment and the commercials and all this other stuff. News around the National Football League.
Wait, MLS update.
Oh, let's do it. What do you got?
Could be a lockout. We'll find out tomorrow.
Shane's happy.
They're negotiating. They've been negotiating. I think they started in December. The contract with the players. They're looking for some concessions due to COVID, and the MLS is driven by fans in the stands. And let's be honest, there weren't any fans in the stands this year at all.
For all leagues, the owners are hurting bad.
So paying these guys, and so we're going to find out tomorrow at midnight if the players, get locked out. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope they can come to an agreement, because moving forward, MLS is growing, and I hate to see something stupid like this slow it down.
More sports, the better. I hope they come to their senses here and can figure this out. Is there momentum?
Absolutely. Well, I haven't heard. I looked online and haven't seen any news. But my other favorite sport due to COVID is NASCAR. Starts in 2 weeks, baby. The Daytona 500.
Dude, are you serious?
Look out!
I've known you for a very long time. I don't know what it's been, like 15 years. I swear to God, I feel like the first time you started talking to me about NASCAR
was during COVID last year, because it was the only thing on. Yeah.
I know I'm not a NASCAR fan because...
Let's turn left, baby! You can do it all day long!
I cannot watch NASCAR. I know I can't watch NASCAR.
I just like the crashes.
That's what I root for. You can't root for people to get hurt.
I don't want anybody to get hurt. I look for the crashes and Ricky Bobby driving the Laughing Malt Liquor car.
I have no idea.
Somebody needs to come up with a beer called Laughing Malt Liquor. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, I saw it. I've seen it.
Laughing Malt Liquor. That's classic. That's classic. One of these craft breweries got to come out with Laughing Malt Liquor.
So you became a NASCAR fan because of
COVID.
And
it's the only sports.
What, starts like in February and things like that, or March?
Yeah, like around President's Day, Daytona 500.
I'm not a big baseball.
We should do a NASCAR show.
Oh, for the love of God. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it in the outro. What's going to come up next, because this is kind of our swan song, if you will, for a little bit. I don't know. I can't get into that. We'll see what happens with that.
Come on. Turn left. Go fast.
No, I'm not going to do it. I can watch what I can't do, what happens here in the summer, though, is when March Madness ends and things like that. And I'll watch the NBA playoffs and things like that. I'm not a terribly huge fan of the NBA. But baseball, I cannot do. I cannot do until the postseason. There's too many games. It's too slow. What happens out here in the Flying Turtle Lounge, where I hang out my 12x12 all the time,
Yeah, we don't have a shed like one of our viewers does.
He's referencing my buddy Ronnie, who sent a picture of where his little playground that he has, and it's not little. It's very nice.
Kudos to you, man.
Dan likes it. I did send him the video.
My shed is 10 by 10 and has a bunch of crap in it.
Meaning your garage.
No. My shed in the back of the yard.
So now that you mentioned my good friend from back home, that's one of the greatest things that's happened from this podcast is I've been able to reconnect with some people that I hadn't. They're not big social media person like my friend Ronnie that Dan just referenced. Dan's not a social media person.
Oh, hell no. I have none of that crap.
So, but that's another great thing that's come out of this podcast, and obviously we'll talk about at the end and the outro, if you will, and thanking our viewers for following along. But other NFL news that I was getting to before Dan hijacked the show with his NASCAR bit is Matthew Stafford got traded.
Holy crap! The Rams must hate Jared Goff because I can't believe what they gave up for Matthew Stafford. Can't believe it.
Obviously, there was a divorce coming between Jared Goff and Sean McVay. It sounds like not a lot of it came out.
Did they try the hitman route first, and that didn't pan out for him?
I tell you what, Stafford's a good player, though. I mean, he's been in the Bears division playing for the Detroit Lions for a long time. He can play. He is 30 years old, but the Lions did get a haul for him. I mean, they get Goff in return. I don't think Goff's a horrible quarterback.
I don't either.
They got 2 firsts and maybe a third.
2 first, yeah. A third this year, and then the next 2 years they got Rams first-round picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, theoretically, it will be at the bottom of the draft in the first round because, I mean, with the Ram defense and adding Stafford, I mean, I think it's a great...
the rookie contract for a first-round pick. I mean, that's huge. Huge.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think the Lions still draft the quarterback. I think they're at 7.
Hey, if I was the Lions, I'd try and package him and trade him again.
Yeah.
Trade him to somebody else. See what you get.
Maybe. I mean, what begs the question to me now is if Deshaun Watson's really on the market, what the hell is his value?
That's yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about? 3 1s, 4 1s, and players? I mean, Watson's 25 or 26 years old and a dynamic player. There's no getting around that.
He's good.
He's damn good.
Okay. What's he won? Nothing.
He's been on lousy teams, and there's lousy ownership.
Goff's been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, because he had McVay and players around that defense.
Okay, it's all McVay. We'll see. If Goff has success in Detroit, what are you going to do? You should fire McVay then.
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
We'll see how it plays out, but I think it's a great deal for both sides. Stafford, I mean...
It's a better deal for Detroit.
I mean, Stafford was in purgatory in Detroit. They never were able to kind of assemble a winner around him. He's going to go to a team that is stacked on defense, and I don't think Dan and I will disagree about that. And offense has quite a few weapons as well. So I think it's a good deal for both sides. I really do. I mean, the window's now for the Rams. We've talked quite a bit about this.
It's definitely now.
Another quarterback we were talking about last week was, is there smoke or is there fire behind this smoke with Aaron Rodgers and possibly wanting out of Green Bay? I don't think so.
No, it's stupid. I don't even want to talk about him.
I do. Do you see that video? It's the most respect. I hate Aaron Rodgers because he's a great player, but he drives me crazy. And obviously you guys all know I'm a Bears fan. That video, did you see the video of him in the back of David Bakhtiari, his left tackle who's injured? Pickup truck?
No.
He's in the back of the truck. He has your beer. He has a case of Bud Light. And they're driving to the stadium. It's like the Thursday after they had lost on Sunday or whatever it is. If Aaron Rodgers wanted out of Green Bay, I think he probably would have left immediately. He's there hanging out, drinking beer with David Bakhtiari and whatever else is going on. So I certainly think...
he's just a weird dude.
He's a weird dude. He's a
if he wants some weapons, come out and say it. Hey, get me some people.
Maybe he's leveraging for a new contract, or not necessarily a new contract, but a rearranged contract with some more money. I don't know.
Now, if he wanted to stay in Green Bay and win, he should rework his contract so they have more cash to get people. Come on.
Yeah.
How much cash do you need? Really?
Well,
you're playing a freaking game.
If he's pissed off about the draft from last year where they drafted a successor as opposed to.
Well, that's fine. Come on, say it. Yeah,
that tremendous wide receiver draft that I have no idea why the Packers did that. I mean, that was a fantastic receiver draft. There's another really good draft, wide receiver draft coming up this year as well. So I think probably they will pacify Aaron Rodgers as long as he stays in Green Bay, which I certainly think he will. I think he'll get an additional playmaker on that team as well. There's a ton to get to in regards to this game and the fun stuff that goes around it. Let's prelude a little bit. We're going to have more attendance than normal. 25,000 people.
That's because it's in Florida.
Well, I understand it, but I mean, I don't think anybody's had more than like 10 or 12. I mean, I think it could make a difference. Obviously, the Buccaneers are playing in their home stadium. A great thing, 7,500 or 7,500 are healthcare workers that have been picked from across the country, I believe, have tickets.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
That's a very nice thing. Obviously, those guys have been on the front lines, but I think that certainly can make a difference. That's the attendance. I mean, and while we're talking about this attendance thing, kudos to the National Football League to make it here. I wasn't sure Dan and I were going to be doing a Super Bowl show when this whole thing started back in, early September. The National Football League has done a great job in regards to making this happen. I mean, this is a contact sport. I mean, these guys are on top of each other. I think the players were pretty responsible in regards to their roles in regards to this, so kudos to them. First time we got a wild card in the Super Bowl since 2012. Obviously that's not easy, with the first round buys and things like that. That's tough to do, so that's kind of neat. Weather-wise, my understanding there is a chance of rain. I'm not too terribly worried about it. I think it's going to be fine.
It sounded like it was rain in the morning.
Yes, that's what I heard too. AM. And so game kicks off at 6:30, and we'll talk about that. One thing that I've always wished for, as a huge football fan, is that I wish the Super Bowl was on a Saturday.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
As opposed to a Sunday, because it's a drinking event, damn it. I mean, it's 1,000% a drinking event. This would have been the perfect year to do it too, because the reasoning why that they have it on Sunday as opposed to Saturday, they won't really say it. It's because the host market gets another day of ridiculous amounts of money. But that's not happening this year because you're not allowed to congregate.
Right.
I mean, it would have been a perfect time to transition this thing to a Saturday because, it's a betting event, it's a drinking event, it's a partying event. Speaking of partying event, Gronk's pissed, man. Gronk is in the Super Bowl in his theoretic hometown. He doesn't get to have a party. That dude's a partier. So
I'm sure he'll have a party.
And while I'm railing on that
Just
decision and changing it from Sunday to Saturday, which would be fantastic for all the viewers and things like that, how about the NCAA? What's up with the Monday, man? For the basketball tournament, it's always on a Monday night in the national championship game. The football game's always on a Monday night. Why do they do that, man? People have jobs.
What? Why they've done that for years like that?
They've done it forever.
I don't know.
NCAA.
That's stupid.
It is stupid. I mean, these are drinking events, damn it. Somebody's got to get in the ear.
Yeah, well, I could see football doesn't want to. The college football doesn't want to compete with the NFL, but
they're not at the same time. The basketball's not at the same time.
No, the basketball's not.
I mean, damn. I mean, we need this stuff on Saturdays. We need national championship games. We need Super Bowls. We need these on Saturdays and not Sundays. Give the people what they want.
More Mondays.
Mondays are terrible, man. All right, let's talk about the entertainment. We're trying to give people the full download of their whole Super Bowl experience, I guess, if you will. The national anthem. The national anthem will be done by a favorite of mine, Eric Church, who's a tremendous country artist. It's going to be a duet, though, and he's doing something with an R&B artist named Jasmine Sullivan. She will be the wild card over. We'll talk about prop bets in the national anthem over-under in a bit.
Oh, it's definitely over if there's two of
them.
So
I don't know a whole lot about Jasmine Sullivan. Like I
don't know anything about either one of them.
I turned on the echo thing out here. All right, Echo thing. I heard one of her songs. She's clearly R&B, so we'll see what happens. And there's a little bit of history with Jasmine Sullivan, so we'll give you some insight in regards to what we think you should do with the over/under because people like to gain money early before the game even kicks. halftime entertainment is The Weeknd. You know anything about The Weeknd?
Just that one song that's been popular here. It seems like ESPN uses it for every football commercial or promo. It's a cool song. I like it.
You know more than I do about this.
The Weeknd? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's good. And I know you're not a commercial guy because we talked about this. Have you seen the commercial? I think it's a Pepsi commercial.
No.
Is it a Pepsi commercial?
No.
Where he's pulling up to the stadium?
Who? The Weeknd?
Everybody's singing the song. You know, they've got like 6 people singing, and the last dude is the security guard, and he rolls up to come into the stadium. And dude, it's a sweet commercial.
I got nothing.
Get the hell out of here. Why do you not watch commercials?
We're gonna talk.
You got a section on freaking commercials.
We do have a section on
You don't
commercials.
even watch them.
I told everybody I was going to prepare them completely and thoroughly for the big game. We're going to do so. There is a commercial
You're a
segment.
fraud. There's a commercial segment. You don't even watch them. Hey, here's an over and under. Will The Weeknd wear sunglasses when he performs?
What's the juice on that one? I don't know. I think he's going to do like 7, 8.
Yes or no?
Yes.
I say no.
Well, we are going to get to these fun prop bets, so that's another section of this.
That wasn't on your prop
Dan
bet.
knows a lot more about this than I do, this Weeknd guy, but I looked him up.
I like him.
Yeah, he's a Canadian fellow.
He's Canadian?
He is Canadian.
He doesn't look Asian to me.
What does that mean?
Most Canadians I see are Asian.
What the hell, really?
Have you been to Toronto?
Once. It's a beautiful city. I mean, beautiful city.
Niagara Falls?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, go to Niagara Falls. I mean, I've been there like twice. You go look at Falls, like, ooh, that's cool. What do you want to do now?
Dude, we were
Fuck,
there.
There's nothing to do.
It was colder than this. My daughter played soccer in Buffalo, and it was like President's Weekend or something. So we stayed longer and drove to Niagara Falls. They were frozen. It was cool as hell.
Oh, really?
There was big chunks of friggin' ice hanging over the rocks. It was really cool.
No, I want to see them drain Niagara Falls and see what's all at the bottom of that thing. There's got to be a treasure trove. There might be people. I mean,
probably.
Actually, which is a little bit gnarly and gross, I suppose. But I knew nothing about The Weeknd, really. This song. Is this a song? Echo. Play "Blinding Lights" by The Weeknd.
Look at us both looking at that phone like Echo's talking to us. I can't hear it.
Me neither.
What the hell is that? Yeah, that's the song.
This is a song?
That's a song.
When did he start singing? This is apparently his most popular song. He also put $7 million of his own money into this performance, apparently.
He's a cool dude.
I like it.
It's a good song.
I like it. Echo. Stop. So that's the halftime entertainment. I've heard that, his music kind of goes across different genres and things like that. It has a little bit for everybody. So I'm looking forward to that. And I certainly do check out the halftime performers. Let's get to the commercials.
Wait, what's the over and under that this whole performance is lip sync versus real singing?
I don't think there's lip sync. I don't think there's any over under on the actual halftime performance. There is on the anthem, and we'll certainly get to that.
Are they gonna lip sync or not?
He's not gonna lip sync. No way.
Are we gonna see Booby? Are there any
That's
females
a dude.
performing?
No, I don't. I mean,
hey, Justin Timberlake.
Usually they do bring in.
What's her name? The Jackson chick.
Yeah, Janet Jackson. Oh, I remember seeing that.
I was like, what the hell just
I'm
happened?
like, rewind that. I'm like, it's not recorded. I don't know.
Yeah, that was.
I remember that.
That was before you could rewind.
It wasn't that long ago. If you're firing back that beer, you're gonna be another one on set.
Dude, that was like 15 years ago.
I was at my buddy Sam's house. I remember this vividly. And he spotted it because he's got a keen eye for boobies, I guess.
I was in the basement at my old house. And I was like, wait, what just happened?
He's like, do you see that? I'm like, no, I didn't see nothing. And he's like, stop it. We couldn't stop it. I don't know. He was right. Sam makes his first appearance on a good friend of mine who lives down in the Jacksonville area. He makes his first appearance on the On Top the Cage podcast. I'll certainly be watching the halftime stuff. I'm looking forward to that. Let's talk about commercials, though. And
here we go. Let's talk about the commercials that Ken doesn't watch.
I don't, because I'm getting another drink when the commercials happen.
Come on.
I mean, this is
your TV's right there and the fridge is right here. How do you not hear and see what's going on the commercials?
I tell you what, it's gonna be wicked cold out here. I told you, Katie and I've been watching that series called Snowpiercer. Well, really more her than I, because she's way ahead of me. That Snowpiercer show is about like the whole world froze over and the only people are living on this train, and they're kind of like mean to each other and things like that. Dude, the Flying Turtle Lounge here is going to be like Snowpiercer. I mean, it's gonna be like zero out here for Super Bowl.
You got a huge TV in your basement, so.
Oh, we got TVs all over the place, and we got food inside. I'll probably be inside for the most part. If I hang out here too much, I'll get chastised by my wife for being antisocial, probably, or something like that. But that's kind of my demeanor. In any event, the commercials, you love them, obviously. I don't pay a lot of attention to them. One thing I heard,
only good commercials do I love.
And who the iconic, the Budweiser commercials
Budweiser
are the iconic commercials. I mean, between the Clydesdales and the Dalmatians and things like that, Anheuser-Busch is doing commercials this year, but it's going to be for like Mick Ultra and Bud Light and things like that. There will be no Budweiser commercials. Whatever they had slotted that money for, they're donating to the COVID relief fund or whatever you want to say it is. But I mean, there have been some great ones. I mean, starting with
what?
Before that, let's go further back. You remember the Bud Bowl?
Oh God, yeah, the Bud Bowl.
Budweiser versus Bud Light.
That was
awesome. I mean, they had the frogs thing.
The frogs were cool.
There were tons of them. One of my favorite ones.
I like "This Is Budweiser," the song that they used to play.
That's a song.
I tried looking for it online to download it, and I can't find it.
You're gonna download "This Is Budweiser"?
Oh yeah.
I think you had the wrong query. Is the song called "This Is Budweiser"?
I don't know, but if you look, if somebody out there knows what that's called, that song, but yeah, it's cool. It's awesome.
I remember one fairly recently, and I drank during the Super Bowl, but the Clydesdales, and I don't know, the Clydesdales were picking on each other, and then the one went over there, and they were all sitting there on the tree, and he hit it with his rump.
Yeah.
And like the
Clydesdales playing football.
It was football. That's right.
Kicking the field goal over the AT&T wires or whatever.
Yeah, and I remember 2012, it must have been too, where the Clydesdales went across the Brooklyn Bridge and they paid homage to New York City and things like that after 9/11 and things like that. So, yeah, there's been a ton of iconic Budweiser commercials. They are donating their money for that particular portion of Anheuser-Busch's.
Didn't they do one with soldiers returning home, too, that was cool?
I don't remember it. But I remember they did puppies and Dalmatian and being, reunited and things like that. Dan's going offset for another beer.
I'm right here.
That's fine. Talking. He's ready. Yeah, I'll keep talking. That's no problem at all.
Prove that you can still see commercials when you're getting another damn beer.
Just bring another one for me too. Just bring the whole thing. I know they're on those huge straps, man. Craft beer people, they put some serious that's not plastic, man. That's more than plastic.
That's because this shit's expensive, and they don't want you dropping it when you're going to the checkout counter.
I hear you. Craft beer people. There you go. Put that wherever you want to, Dan.
Can't see it from my house.
All right, let's talk about home traditions for the Super Bowl and things like that. Let's start with who you got coming over for your...
who do we have coming over? Well,
yes, sir.
This year it's a little different.
Sorry, Delaney, about the beers. Apparently they're going to be drank.
We'll get you some more. Delaney's my middle daughter. My oldest daughter is going to be in town. Her family's in town from Virginia. And my grandson, Preston, will be turning 4 on the 10th. So we are having a party at our house.
Oh, shit.
A Super Bowl birthday party.
That sounds horrible.
What do you mean?
Well, that's going to interfere, man.
It's not going to interfere. What the hell?
No?
Drinking, eating.
You have to open presents. He's a 4-year-old, so he gets 50 presents, right? Like from the whole family. Everybody brings a present.
It's grandparents and great grandparents. That's it, because of COVID.
How many people do you think you got estimated there? 10, 12? What do you got?
15.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it? Yeah. Here, I mean, we're certainly going to have Katie's parents here. Gavin and Ethan to be here. I think Connor and Keaton to be in and out. I share them with their mother. In any event, we'll probably have 8 people here or so, but we're making lots of food. You know what? I referred to this as a football funeral. What the hell is... There's a term called funeral food. What does that mean? You know what that means?
No.
I don't either, really, but in my mind, and it doesn't have to be a funeral. In my mind, what funeral food is like any event that you go to that you don't want to be there and it sucks, and they break out and there's a meal that's going to be served, and they break out those.
Sounds like it needs a roaster.
Yeah, they break out those stainless steel things with those sternal lights in it.
Yeah.
You know what's always in the second or third spot?
Chicken, green beans,
that or some.
Rigatoni.
Some shitty baked ziti thing with some crappy marinara sauce. That's funeral food to me. Yeah, that's what it is to me. I don't know. I didn't look that up what funeral food is, but there's a term for it. There's a term, and this is a football funeral. There will be no funeral food being served here.
Oh hell no!
I have a huge menu. I don't know who's gonna eat it. And I mentioned it earlier. You want to go with your menu first or mine?
Well, I go. I mean. My daughter, they're bringing over wings and appetizers from a local establishment called Showcase Meats, which is fantastic chicken. So
is it Barberton?
They're right on the outskirts. They're in Kenmore.
Oh shit!
Right on the outskirts of Barberton. So I mean, we're real close.
I'm gonna refrain. I wanted to talk. I'm gonna refrain. I'm gonna
It's
refrain from the Kenmore Barberton thing.
It's good. Yeah, no, Showcase is good. I'm not complaining about the chicken there, so I know that'll be good. I wanted to smoke a pork shoulder, but due to the weather and, here when I get up at 6 o'clock Sunday morning, it's supposed to be like below 10 degrees. So for me to heat up my smoker,
what a puss! Get up
shoulder,
at 4.
Yeah. Well, I might do it in the garage in the roaster.
There you go.
And then I make this Mexican dip that is just loaded with all kinds of stuff. I am going to put that on the smoker because once I get that hot enough, it only takes like 30 minutes to do that.
Don't puss out. Just do the thing on the smoker. You got this.
Well, I'll have to see, because the weatherman can't predict shit here, so I gotta wait. It's a game time decision, damn it!
It is a game time decision.
I mean, I'll be prepared Saturday night.
I like it.
Either way, roaster in the garage or the smoker.
You mean come over and help you move the smoker into the garage?
No, come over. What the hell are you gonna help me with?
Speaking of that, I think next year we're gonna do a show in Dan's garage, so you can see what happens over there a little bit too. But we'll talk about that in the outro a little bit. I have a huge game day menu. I have no idea who's going to eat it. I told you earlier I'm a very themey person. I talked about my cars last week. Food-wise, I'm going to do an ode to the last 4 teams standing. And we're going to start, even though against my better judgment, the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to grill. I'm not going to puss out like you.
You're grilling. You're not smoking. Get the hell out of here.
You're right. It's short.
It's totally different.
I'm gonna put a couple of brats and mets on the grill. I'm gonna grill them like 2/3 of the way through, and then cut them up in pieces and put them in the crock pot.
You better smell the snow off your deck, man. You can't even get.
It's fine. I got a path for the dogs already.
It's not to your grill though.
Brats and mets, beer brats and mets. We're gonna slice them up, put them with some peppers and onions, put them in a crock pot with some little bit of olive oil. That is Green Bay. Buffalo, the AFC runner-up. Obviously, Buffalo's wings. A lot of people go and buy their wings. I feel like I've mastered making wings at home. I mean, are you a wing or a flat person? Flat.
It doesn't matter to me. I'll eat them both. I don't.
Me too.
I don't discriminate.
I like the flats, but here's the problem with baking wings. The trick is making them crispy because chicken wings suck if they're not crispy. And I always order mine if I go to like a bar, grill place, extra crispy. But in any event, so here's how you do it. You get them, you got to dry them out. And the first thing you do is you grab them and you put them in paper towels. You squeeze them pretty good and take as much liquid out of them as you can. And then the whole trick of it is baking powder, not baking soda. They're very different things. Baking powder. You get a bowl of baking powder. I usually put a bunch of ranch, like dry ranch and pepper, whatever else you want to put on them, if you will. I put a big bowl of this stuff, and I put them in there on both sides. You know, they're completely white when you put them on an elevated baking sheet, like a cookie. Like it's not a cookie sheet. It's
I know.
It's got to be elevated. Yeah, it's got to be elevated so they get air on both sides, right?
Yeah. I know what you're
But the whole key is the baking powder. It dries the shit out of them when you bake them. You put them in the oven for like an hour. At 425 is what I do. At 30 minutes, you flip them over. Some people do it every 20 minutes, 20, 40, 60. They come out crispy, and then you put the sauce on later. And the kids like barbecue. My favorite is sweet Thai chili. I use sweet Thai chili. One of the kids just douses this in ranch, but kids will be kids.
Parmesan ranch. There's a seasoning you can get for your popcorn that we've used on wings at our house.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal.
But that's how you dry them out. It's baking powder. Viewers, it's baking powder. It's a real deal. I mean, they come out crispy. It took me like 2 or 3 times to figure out the right consistency and how long to bake them and what, like temperature and things like that. They're fantastic. They've been a big favorite among the kids. All right, Tampa Bay, the Cuban sandwich.
Oh, that's a good...
I put my mother-in-law.
Shit to make that.
My mother-in-law Barbara, she's amazing. She's over here dropping off food for the kids. She's in her previous days, she had her own catering business. She's an amazing cook. Dan's actually gonna try some leftovers tonight after the show from her husband's birthday, which was lasagna and this wildly rich chocolate cake. In any event, she's in charge of the Cuban sandwiches. I think she's gonna make Cuban sliders. Not too many, Barbara. Obviously we got more food than people here, but that's the Tampa Bay side of it. We'll probably have some sort of crab dip. You know my wife. My wife doesn't eat red meat. She's a huge seafood person. She is formerly of South Florida. She ended up here, fortunate for me. And then Kansas City. That's ribs. And my father-in-law, Poppy, who we talked about his birthday, he loves ribs.
Yeah.
His favorite sauce is bone-sucking sauce. You know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
They sell it at Lowe's. They sell it like the hardware stores. But we might have to do some KC Masterpiece on that.
So who's making those?
Him. I put him in charge of that.
So what the hell are you using your freaking grill for?
The brats, and maybe I'll make Poppy go out there. I'll tell you. Let's talk.
The brats.
Let's talk about that. I think I'll probably put them in the oven, but
yeah, you come on.
I tell you what.
Candy ass.
I tell you what, Bill, who Poppy, also known as Poppy, he grills completely different than I do. When I grill shit, like I always got the thing lit up every once in a while,
High
flipping
heat,
around.
baby.
He's a freaking technician, like a technician in regards to Here's the thing, he'll make like steak over here, and he'll like Ken, what's it? Is it 425? We gotta have 450, whatever. We gotta have the right temperature, right? And he's like 4 minutes to a side. It's like a drill sergeant, right? So he puts them on there. Like, nobody's allowed to look at the fucking thing. The lid's down. He's like this. All right, 352. We're good. We got 6 more seconds. 358.
Yeah, I agree.
4 minutes.
I agree
Up it
with
goes.
him. You don't even watch commercials because you're making a drink. All right, what the hell? What are you going to do when you're cooking? You got to make a drink? I'm going to burn this shit.
Down the lid goes. The hand goes like on the grill. He's going to guard it like there's a Brinks truck underneath here.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he's looking at his watch. Looking at his watch. Smoking a cigar.
You're probably good at making jerky, aren't you?
I do make beef jerky. You know what, though? I can make great beef jerky, but it's cost prohibitive. It's too expensive.
Have you bought beef jerky?
Yeah, that shit's expensive, too. But I have done it. Did I give you in mind that I made? I've made it like 2 or 3 times. Have you made it? Have you ever made it?
No.
I mean, you got to cut the roast up in little pieces. I forget. My buddy Jason
Go to a butcher
actually
and have him cut it.
My buddy Jason from our law firm, he turned me on to this, and he makes great beef jerky. Jason, your first mention, congratulations on the swan song of On Top the Cage. Hopefully you watch all the way through and see that. But he taught me how to make it. It's fantastic. He used to bring me some in the office, and he turned me on to that. So
I've not had any of that. Thanks for sharing.
We will. Well, I'll do it. I'm close to my beer here, and we're halfway through the board, if you will.
All right, let's go.
We talk about.
We're gonna run out of time.
All right, this is run out of time. How are we gonna run out of time?
I'm gonna cut.
You gotta go pee or something.
If I have to pee, I'm just gonna go pee.
You gotta go.
We can.
You gotta go.
You can probably still hear me.
All right. I tell you what. Since the last Super Bowl, and this is a huge betting event. It's the biggest betting event of the year for sure. Since the last Super Bowl, there have been 7 new areas that have legalized gambling, 6 states and Washington, D.C. There's going to be enormous amounts of money put on this game. It is Sunday at 6:30 p.m. It is on CBS. That means Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. This is the 3rd time it's being played at Raymond James Stadium. The cannon fire. Dan's had a big issue with the cannon fire from the gate. What's the word?
No cannon fire, no home field advantage. That way, actually, there's going to be cannon fire for when the team comes out, and then should they win, they can fire the cannons again. But nothing during the game, which is fine because the cannon fire in that stadium is lame. And just out of curiosity, I was looking to see the location of Raymond James Stadium versus actual water.
It's not on the bay?
No, it's not even close because I'm thinking there's going to be some crazy-ass fans. I mean, if this is in Cleveland, God forbid, we got to host a Super Bowl in Cleveland and Cleveland was playing in it, and we fired cannons for some stupid reason and weren't allowed to do it, there'd be some hillbillies on the lake, believe me, firing cannons. So the water is so far away that even if there were crazy ass fans that wanted to fire cannons, you probably wouldn't hear it.
Dan Google mapped it. He was rooting for like some redneck in a bass boat with explosives.
Oh, hell yeah. That would have been awesome.
It doesn't sound like it's going to happen. All right.
It probably will happen, but we won't hear about it unless he blows up his boat.
That's funny. All right, let's get to the actual game. It is played in Tampa Bay. Kansas City is a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under on this game is 56.5. This is a rematch from Week 12.
Yeah.
We mentioned it previous times in the podcast. The Tyreek Hill game, where he went off and things like that. Kansas City would be the first repeat champion since in the last 16 years. Obviously Tampa Bay would be the first ever to win a Super Bowl in their home stadium. There's a lot to talk about this game. Kansas City's a proven commodity. They have so many weapons, but here's the thing is, Tampa Bay has tons of weapons too. I mean, let's talk about this. I mean, you got Mahomes and Brady, 2 great quarterbacks, right?
Yep.
Let's talk about the receiving corps. You're talking about Kelsey on one side and Tyreek Hill, who is just a dynamic player. Got McCole Hardman, more speed on that side. Running the ball, they're going to have their rookie Edwards-Helaire and that Williams kid. It looks like he's going to run. I don't know if Bell's going to be involved in too much of the action. But it's not like Tampa Bay's hurting for weapons either here. I mean, you're talking about Mike Evans. You're talking about Godwin. You're talking about Gronkowski. Playoff Lenny. Leonard Fournette, who's kind of taken over that job.
The other tight end's name.
Cameron Brate?
Yeah. What the hell?
I agree completely. I mean, there's weapons galore in this game. I'll tell you right now, I love the over. I think this game's going to be a shootout. I do. Week 12, it was a 27-24 finish in favor of Kansas City. The game, I watched that entire game, I think. I think the Bears played at 1. I think I watched that entire game for the most part if I wasn't betting on another game. But in any event, it didn't seem that close. I mean, obviously Kansas City jumped out early. Tampa Bay made a run at the end, type of game. It ended up being a 3-point game. But here's the thing. You got to stop the Kansas City offense. But I tell you what, Tampa Bay's defense, they've been lights out during the playoffs.
The way their defense is playing, love them. I love them.
I mean,
they're playing well.
Here's the thing, and there's injury issues on both sides as well. I mean, was it the Brown game or was it the Buffalo game? The left tackle, obviously the blind side for
Buffalo.
Pat Mahomes. It was the Buffalo game. Eric Fisher is the left tackle. He's out. I think it was an Achilles.
Yeah.
They haven't had their right tackle since the sixth week.
Brown, Mitchell Schwartz.
Yeah, he's out too, but obviously, they've kind of steadied that position. I mean, that was week 6. That was a long time ago.
They steadied it, but the dude they steadied it with is now playing left tackle for him.
I really said to flip him around?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tough thing for the Chiefs to deal with. How about Jason Pierre-Paul? Like, I hadn't heard him all year. He came, that Green Bay game, he was all over Aaron Rodgers. So he's kind of made a reappearance and things like that. The other injury news, not injury news necessarily, but Tampa Bay's secondary is pretty banged up. Antoine Winfield Jr.,
yeah,
his dad, Ohio State alum, great play was Junior.
His dad grew up down the street.
Where'd he go?
Garfield.
Hoban, Garfield? Garfield.
Hoban? Get that.
Dan's a St. V guy, which is LeBron James' school and things like that. Different Catholic high schools here in our city of Akron and things like that. Winfield's banged up. He did not play in the conference championship game. Whitehead, their other safety, got banged around in that game too. He's questionable, I think, right now. It is Wednesday, by the way. They're both playing anything. Obviously, they're going to need them.
Super Bowl.
They're going to need them. Are they going? Can they stop Kansas City? You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Well, there's no doubt in my mind Kansas City is going to go down and score first. Tampa Bay will settle in. They'll play defense. The big question is, can they stop Kelsey? That's the big. I mean, Kelsey's a huge weapon. I think they can. I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Really? Taking the points.
Going with Tampa Bay.
That's the big question. Can they hang in this game and Brady gets the ball at the end? And obviously that dude's a proven commodity in the Super Bowls. Holy shit.
I'm not betting against Brady in the Super Bowl.
I hear you. Deal with the devil, brother. Deal with the devil. I'm going the other way. I think the juggernaut's too big. I don't think they can stop that offense, for 4 quarters. They might stop him for a while. I don't know. I'm going to lay the 3.5. The halftime line, the 1H line, if you will. Kansas City's minus 2.5. The over/under is 27.5. I like both of them. I'm a big fan of the over in this game as well. Dan and I haven't talked a lot about the over/unders during, the regular season or even in the playoffs. We kind of just played the Lions and things like that. I love the over in this game. I think it's really going to be a shootout.
I picked the winner.
You think it's high scoring? What do you think?
I don't give a shit. Winner's Tampa Bay.
I hope it's a great game. I'm on Kansas City minus 3.5. Let's talk about the prop bets because this is the betting mecca, for sure.
Grief.
You know what? People like to win money early before the game even kicks.
Let's knock this light over.
Knock the light over? All right, that's fine. Doesn't matter. All right, and how do you win money early? You bet the national anthem in the coin toss. Let's talk about the national anthem. The over-under on the national anthem is 1 minute and 59 seconds. A little bit of a wild card here. We got a duet, first of all. Eric Church, who I just absolutely love, by the way. One of my favorite songs for him is called Record Year. The alliteration in between, what goes on with that song is fantastic. I'm a huge fan of his. I didn't know much about Jasmine Sullivan. She is the other duet partner. She is an R&B artist. She's from Philadelphia. There's a little bit of history, though, here. Eric Church, I don't have on record as doing a national anthem, but Jasmine Sullivan has done 2. She did 1 at a Philadelphia 76ers NBA game. It went 1 minute and 45 seconds. She also did the NHL All-Star game, and it lasted 1 minute and 37 seconds. I am recommending to our viewers the under of 1 minute and 59 seconds.
Duet, I'm going over.
You going over?
Over.
I don't. Listen, this is
what
crazy.
What year was that NHL game?
I don't know. I knew that she did NHL.
I'm going over.
I love the under on this. I really do.
Over.
The other thing that obviously you can win at before the game starts to put a little bit of money in your bank to have a little bit more firepower as the game goes on.
Tails
is
never
the coin
fails.
Toss. Really? I was going to ask you, are you a heads or tails guy?
Tails.
I am a tails guy as well, but here's the thing, man. It's on the side of heads. 6 of the last 7 Super Bowls have been tails.
Yeah.
I agree. Obviously, it's a 50-50 proposition. I am a tails never fails person. I am personally not going to play the coin toss in regards to this. So, those are fun ways to try to bolster your money or go down early and start chasing your money. However you see it, hopefully it shakes in your favor. I'm a tails guy. I'm tails and under on the minute 59 on the national anthem. All right, prop bets. There's so many of these things out there, and they're a lot of fun. I picked a couple that I really liked. The first one I'll talk about is the team to score first. The Kansas City Chiefs. They're minus 130 on the juice. Tampa Bay is minus 110. And I'm on Kansas City on this one, and I'll tell you why. Well, who do you think? Who do you think is going to score?
Kansas City's going to score.
You like KC first?
Yeah.
How about this? This is a crazy stat. This is Tom Brady's 10th Super Bowl, so he's played 9 first quarters so far. They've accumulated 0 touchdowns and one field goal. That is 3 points over 9 quarters. So apparently they come from behind. I remember the last time they were there against the Falcons. We'll just throw that out there. Teddy, well, we're trying to get everybody in on the program here tonight. 28, whatever.
Oh.
What did that recovery? In any event, the Patriots under Tom Brady did not start early in any of these Super Bowls. They obviously know how to finish, but that's a crazy stat that Tom Brady has played 9 first quarters in the Super Bowl, and his teams have accumulated 3 points. So I'm on the Chiefs. I'll lay the wood, the minus 130 in regards to this. I like them to score first. The other prop that I really like a lot is the longest touchdown to be scored over under is 46.5. It's even money. It's minus 110, which is normal juice.
Wait, this is a pass or a run?
Doesn't matter. Play. Yes.
Under
46.5. I'm over
under
for sure.
4 yards?
46.5 yards. So almost 50-yard play.
Under.
I like the over for sure in regards to this. It's one of my favorites on the board. And I'm going to tell you why. I did some research in regards to this. Brady has 36 passes over 20 yards. It leads the National Football League this year. Plus, on the other side of things, you got Tyreek Hill. You got Mecole Hardman. You got all these burners and things like that. I love a play to break loose, whether or not it's a run or a pass, to make it past midfield. Obviously, the number is 47 that you need to beat. That's one of my favorites.
Get out of here.
So I like that. Dan's on the under. I'm on the over 46.5. Player props. Let's talk about a little category, player props. This is a lot of fun as well. Let's do the first one. Now, Dan and I would probably be on opposite sides of this. It is rushing yards for Tom Brady. You know what the over-under is?
0.
A half yard. So he needs 1. He needs 1 yard.
He's gonna get sacked.
That doesn't count. Well, you're counting.
What do you mean?
Kneel downs count. Sacks do not. Sacks not a running play. Kneel downs count.
Half a yard.
So
they'll go for a first down. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll go over.
I'm certainly over.
If you don't count a sack, I'm going over.
I'm on the. They don't count sack. I'm certain. I like the over as well.
Freaking kneels, I'm going to be pissed.
But here's the problem: if you're picking the Bucs to win this game, and they have the ball at the end of the game, you're talking about 2 kneel downs and a loss. So I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. So I like the over on the half, that Tom Brady sneaks a ball at some point in time, or maybe even poaches a touchdown.
I like the Bucs. I already said that, and I'm going over because it's going to be an ass kicking. Right. I'm getting fired up now.
Dan's fired up. All right. That's one of the player props I like. The other one I really love is Tyreek Hill over 28.5 yards for his longest reception. I mean, that kid's a dynamic player. I'm on the over. That's minus 130. Obviously, there's lots of juice involved in these player prop bets. Either way, what do you think? You think Tyreek Hill's going to catch a ball that's over 28.5 yards?
Oh, yeah. I'm over.
He likes the over. Here's another one I really like, and it's a favorite of mine, and Dan's on Tampa, and I'm on Kansas City. Leonard Fournette, who's been really involved in the playoffs. I mean, Ronald Jones kind of, ran the ball a lot during the season. Playoff Lenny is here. Over 3.5 receptions. It's minus 125 on the board. He has 14 receptions in the 3 playoff games so far. That puts him at almost 4.7 some. Clearly, a whole reception over what is the over-under right now. I saw, Brady check down to him quite a few times in the Green Bay game. He's more involved in the offense. I like Fournette over 3.5 receptions.
I'm going to say over on that, too.
Big fan of that. All right, the other one that's on the board, and I love it as well, Pat Mahomes over 2.5 touchdowns. And this is a weighted line. It is minus 150. It's a lot of juice to pay, meaning, you bet $100. If you lose a bet and Pat doesn't throw 3 touchdowns, you pay $1.50. Just to give you an idea on this juice stuff, because I know a lot of people aren't, necessarily that sophisticated at the betting. But you're talking about heavy juice lines on certain props here. Over 2.5 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes. What do you think?
Yeah. Throwing? Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right. The last of the player props I think I like is, there's a couple of them actually. Mike Evans to score a touchdown. He's minus 105, which is like no juice. That's like nothing. I like him to score in this game. You like Mike Evans to score in this game?
He's going to score.
All right. Here's a fun one. Another one I like. And Fournette's the same way. Fournette to score a touchdown. And I like them to get close, and he's been the one pounding the ball. He's the same line at minus 105 as Evans is. I like Evans and Fournette. You might get one or the other, but it's worth the money if you ask me to see if both of them score.
Yep, both do.
A favorite one that I like, over or under 2.5 players to attempt a pass. It's plus 165.
2.5
yes,
player?
Meaning what you need is you need a trick play.
Wow.
You need a trick play.
That's not happening.
A punter, a wide receiver throw the ball, or someone to get injured. I love this line. I'm 100% playing it. It's plus 165. Over 2.5 players to throw a pass. Hopefully nobody gets injured. But Chad Henne comes in. I don't know who the hell the backup is in Tampa Bay. You know who the backup is in Tampa Bay?
I do not.
I don't either.
No.
No.
One is not.
No, certainly not. I don't have it. It doesn't matter. But, if someone gets hurt, they come in and they have to throw a pass at some point in time, or there's a trick play. Andy Reid's got a significant bag of trick plays.
Yeah.
I love that number. All right, let's talk about other fun stuff.
Let's cheers.
All right, additional fun prop bets. I refer to them as the goodbye bets, meaning BY, not BYE. I love these. Let's talk about the doink bet. It's hard to find. I know it's on FanDuel or DraftKings and things like that. Basically what that is that one of the field goal kickers hits the goalpost with one of his attempts. It is plus 375, meaning you bet $100, you win 375 if someone skims, hits, knocks the goalpost.
I'm going to take a doink.
You going to take it? Dan likes it at plus 375. It's a risky bet.
What's his name? Butt kicker or Butker or
Butker,
whatever.
yes.
Yeah.
And suck up.
He hasn't been playing that good last couple games. So.
No, speaking of that, that's the next one on the board.
A
missed extra point will get you plus 228.
Going with it.
You like Dan likes both. Dan wants to double down and parlay his bets, and hopefully a missed extra point hits the upright.
Yeah,
that's a big payout. That's almost like it's a 603 payout if you hit them both. You can't parlay those things, by the way. Another really fun one of mine. Oh my goodness. Another fun one of mine. The Fat Man touchdown is what it's called.
I take offense to that comment.
The Fat Man?
Yeah. What the hell?
You got to get in my weight loss challenge.
Politically correct show is this?
Fat Man touchdown. What
Camera
that is?
adds 100 pounds plus so do the layers that I'm wearing. Really not this fat.
Dan's crying throughout this show. Fat Man touchdown. That means an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman scores a touchdown in the game. It is plus 800. That's a very, very risky bet. Obviously, the payoff is significant.
I love it when those dudes score, but not happening in this game.
Your people. You're not going with your people?
Sorry, fellas. Love it, but
all right. The last one we have, and this is more, on point or valid, the MVP. Largely the MVP has been the quarterbacks for the winning team, but it's not always. And there are a ton of playmakers on both sides of the ball here. A couple of them I really like. I like Travis Kelce as the MVP. He's at plus 1,000, meaning you bet $100, you win $1,000. The other one I like, Fournette, which is a big number one. Let's say Fournette poaches all the touchdowns at the goal line. He's plus 2,500. I love that Fournette number. I think you don't have to bet hundreds. You can bet $20, or depending on whatever your side is. That cuts it, in fourth, but that's still a really nice payout. I like the Fournette number at that buy. I like the Kelce number because he's been catching so many balls. Who knows? But those
I don't like either of those because the Buccaneers are going to win.
Play Fournette then. Take a chance, How
would I play Fournette if I said the Buccaneers are going to win? Because if the Buccaneers win, Tom Brady's going to be the MVP.
He's got it 4 times already. So
he's going to get it again because he's 43 and it's his 10th one.
All right. Those are our favorite prop bets, player props, game props, things like that. hey, guys, enjoy the big game. I mean, it's so much fun. I hope it's a great game. I really do. I hope it comes down to the wire and it's a fantastic game. This is Dan and I's got kind of swan song for a bit.
Till NASCAR starts and I
Oh,
convince
beloved
Ken
God.
we're doing a NASCAR show.
Daytona 500. There are different thoughts in regards to this. NASCAR would be next if we come back on here. We're talking about March Madness. I think we will be on March Madness.
I'll talk about NASCAR before we do March Madness.
Yeah, I mean, well, Daytona's what, February?
Yeah.
That's this month.
I know. It's like 2 weeks, baby.
March Madness is a huge sporting event, betting event, if you will. That's the type of game where you have your real job and you could possibly come home from work and be up or down $1,000 depending on how much you bet, because the game started at noon and there's a lot of them. So there's that. You know, potentially the NFL draft. We're talking about the Masters, Kentucky Derby. I do have a guy for the Kentucky Derby if we possibly do it. But hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks. It's been fun all year.
It's been a ton of fun. Well, 1,000% be back for next football season.
I didn't think I'd be back after the first episode. I thought I was part-time, but I'm a fixture.
You are a fixture. Dan has some weird cult following. You know, I'm a fan of his, I suppose. I mean, a little bit of bro thing there, I guess. But, yeah, I'm shocked that people actually like you, and they do.
I'm shocked, too.
I hear you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's been a great year. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll be back soon.